guys, how you doing? This is Manga Etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for My Hero Academia Manga chapter 275. Now, even though we didn't move much story-wise within this chapter, I still think it was a fairly good chapter. There's some things that I'm kind of worried about because of what happened within the chapter, but what we got essentially in this chapter is Bakugo and Deku. They're trying to lure away Shiggy. They've successfully done this, and by the end of the chapter, Shiggy has found Deku and Bakugo, obviously, and they actually have to get saved by some other heroes. And the chapter leaves off with a setup for a fight that I didn't even think would even happen, which is a Razorhead versus Shiggy. And how I feel that fight would turn out, I will talk about later on in the video, but I just want to backtrack for a little bit. So the first thing I want to mention is that how I think it was last review or the review before that, I was wondering just exactly how it is that Shiggy is able to track Deku, and that is made clear within this chapter. Shiggy has the quirk of one of those cat people earlier. People, hardcore fans would remember this. Obviously, I'm not too hardcore, sorry guys, sorry. But Shiggy has the quirk of one of those cat people from before, and that's how he's able to track Deku. Because as it says within the chapter, he is able to track all of the people that the person who previously had the quirk before they got the quirk stolen for them. Seeing as how one of the people that this girl saw was Deku, he can track Deku using the quirk. So that's what he's doing. So we spend a lot of the chapter with Deku and Baku just flying through the air. And now the first thing that Bakugo talks about is his reasoning for following Deku. And fair enough, I get his reasoning, he wants his revenge, fair enough, fair play, I get that. But it's the second thing that I'm kind of worried about. He's going on about how Deku has grown throughout the training of Endeavor, and he basically gives us Deku's new stats. How much percentage of his quirk one for all he can use more frequently, and then the percentage he can use for like burst impacts for attacks basically. And when he's going through these things, at least for me, it seems like Bakugo is admitting, obviously to himself, because he'll never admit this to Deku, that he is starting to fall behind. Granted, he says he's still pushing himself, so he never falls behind, but I feel like this is the starting point of Bakugo starting to become less important. Like previously, Bakugo was better than Deku. We see this when Bakugo beats Deku in Bakugo vs Deku 2. But I feel like that this chapter is the start of us, the audience, seeing Deku surpass Bakugo. And I don't have a problem with Deku surpassing him. He should rightly so do so. But I feel like that this is the start point of him starting to fall behind and remain behind and always be behind and always be seen as behind. Because when you look at, for example, other rivalries, I'm going to use Goku and Vegeta, you always feel like Goku is superior, but I guess that's always argued. Like that's something that you could always argue. I don't want it to be a thing where when Baku does start to fall behind and Deku becomes the superior one, that is just that Bakugo starts to fall behind and he just gap widens, kind of like Goku and Krillin. Yeah, because in Dragon Ball, Goku and Krillin start off very close to one another, but obviously as Dragon Ball goes into Z, goes into Super, that gap comes significantly widens, and no one in their right mind would question is Goku stronger than Krillin. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was going to do. That. So guys, I got there in the end. The thing that I love about this chapter is the most is the couple of panels where Shiggy finds Deku and Bakugo, and it's like they can see their own demise, and they're like, "Oh crap!" and like they knew, like basically in that moment they were dead. If Grand Surrender never came around within that moment, I reckon they would have died there and then, and that would have been series done, My Hero Academia over. But luckily they got saved. So the last thing I want to talk about is the match that has been set up at the end of this chapter now. Eraserhead vs Shiggy. I don't care if Eraserhead is a raisin. Even if it, there's no way Eraserhead can erase all of Shiggy's quirks. I reckon there is a quirk within his repertoire that that Eraserhead won't be able to erase, and even so, nah, nah. But I don't think this is where Eraserhead dies. Even though there is kind of a red flag there, because before that we have Eraserhead mentioning like it's because of certain people, but I'm here today now. Small red flag for Eraserhead's death, but I don't think that's where we're heading with it. That is the last thing I'm going to say about this chapter. I do believe it, but it deserves a 3-star rating. I'm going to call it with you like always, guys. I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, but most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.